Hi, my name is Sandra de Abreu. I'm 43 years old. I've always had a passion for makeup, so I'm always on YouTube and looking for tutorials. And I was on Facebook and Perfect Shades Cosmetics popped up and they were looking for models, and here I am. I'm trying to see for proper foundation and products that will take my pigmentation away on my face. So the current products I'm using doesn't really do that, so hopefully today the shades and the foundations will work for me. Stay tuned for my reveal after the makeup tutorial to see if the Perfect Shades works for me.
Okay, so I'm applying our Photoshop primer on Sandra's face. Less is more, ladies, so 1 squirt of the Photoshop primer is enough to lessen your lines and wrinkles, your blemishes, your pigmentation. Please note that the Photoshop primer is specifically for very dry skin. The mattifying powder primer is more for your very oily skin. So a lot of ladies have been asking me what's the difference between the two, and that's basically the difference. So if you have oily skin, please do not use the Photoshop primer after your sunblock. Okay, so you're just going to get that on and really rub it in with our new flat brushes. This has just arrived in stock, ladies. This is not the foundation brush. This is a flat application brush to get product onto the face, and just make sure you rub it in properly. Close your eyes for me. I'm going to go over her eye area. Just going to turn your face this way. Get it all the way down to the neckline and collarbone. And you can see immediately what it has done to her pigmentation or slight freckles that she's got on her cheekbones. It has minimized it completely. If you would want to use the Photoshop primer and you have very oily skin, then I would suggest that you buy the mattifying powder as well as the Photoshop primer, so that you can use the two, and you can use the Photoshop primer first and then apply your mattifying powder thereafter to absorb any excess oil, and thereafter you can continue with your basic makeup application. So there's always a way to incorporate the two products. Next, I'm going to use my corrector, Bronze 3, very little underneath her eyes and on her cheekbones. Are you Italian?
No, Portuguese.
Portuguese, okay. So that's the only area that needs to be neutralized. And I'm just going to test her foundation. She is quite tan all over. So I'm going to test Beige 2, which is perfect match for her. So I'm just going to apply that directly onto her face. And don't forget the neck. Remember, we always match it to this, and this is the part that always sees the sun. This is the part that always doesn't see the sun. So you will always find that your neck is slightly lighter than your face because this part protrudes and this part is in direct sun. Blending it in from the center to a hairline. Close your eyes for me. Pat, pat, pat. Remember not to drag underneath the eyes, because that's the thinnest skin on the entire body. So just pat gently. You don't need to press it in. It just blends beautifully with minimal pressure. Falling off to sleep. Makeup is supposed to be therapy.
I love it. It's my Saturday joy. Seeing that I don't go to work anymore. I work from home.
Okay, just applying some foundation underneath the eyes. So underneath, she doesn't have dark circles, but I'm just going to apply a lighter foundation underneath just to bring it out if there is even the slightest bit of sunkenness. I can turn towards the camera again. Just applying fair foundation underneath her eyes just to bring this line out. Getting the product into lines around her mouth, not much. And you can close your eyes. I'm going to seal her face with number 9 powder. That is our olive tone powder with slight shimmer in it. But that's going to make her look dewy and more smooth. Up for me with your eyes. Just going to dab some underneath her eyes. Start off here first, wherever there's lots of movement. Then I'm just dabbing on focal points. And then I'm going to use my powder brush to just dab again into the powder and brush away. Sealed with powder, and I'm just going to leave excess to bake underneath the eyes until I'm finished with her eye makeup. Her brows are in very good shape. I'm just going to define very little, but before I do that, I'm going to contour her nose and her jawline. So we're using our new palette for 150 Rand, and I'm going to cut this nose non-surgically, cutting it, making it straighter and more pointy. You can close your eyes and sleep and wait for your transformation at the end. And we're going to cut the length, so take away the focus. Angular jawline, cutting her cheeks. Cut this out here. Chin, we're cutting it. You're having complete facial reconstruction. Cutting here. Gonna highlight here. Highlighting the cheekbones in between where the contour is, blending out the contour line. We want attention there. Good. Next I'm going to define your brows using number 2 brow tattoo and a brush. Your brows are in good shape. Just going to give it a bit of a lift here. Give you some dewy shine. Smile again. Yeah. Just applying a light coat of the Fair foundation that I use underneath her eyes as a primer on the lids. So I'm using a combination of cool and warm tones on her to complement her olive complexion. So I've got a plum in the corner, I've got a bronze on the lid, and a light dusty pink underneath the brows and in the inner corner. So that brings out both her undertones. She's got a combination of cool and warm undertones, bordering more on the warm side, but she can pull off both colors. So I'm just complementing both her undertones with the cool and the warm colors. Okay, you're going to leave your eyes closed. I'm going to do mascara, and I'm going to lift your lid, but don't open your eyes when I do that. Giving her a foxy eye. Okay, so ladies, this is Sandra's after look. I had so much fun doing this Portuguese features. She is a combination of cool and warm colors, so I've complemented both of her undertones using cool and warm eyeshadows on her lids. Ladies, if you'd like to know what I've used on Sandra, please WhatsApp me on 07927244713, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until the next tutorial, bye!
My recommendation and my likes to the products is the foundation, the primer. The primer I never used before in my whole life. Using this primer, you can see that it's actually smoothed out my skin, and so that I don't have to use so much foundation, which was not used so much. Love the actual mascara, because the mascara I'm using currently doesn't accentuate the length of my natural lashes. With my foundation I'm using currently, it does after a while show out my pores, and with this I don't see my pores at all, which is a bonus because nobody wants to see holes in your face. And my pigmentation, which was my issue that I had, I don't see any pigmentation, which is a bonus. 100% good products. So I recommend this 100%. The color of the foundation, very good, spot on. And I mean, the first time you saw me, very good. Like my eyebrows. Made them nice and thick. All in all, very good. For the ladies out there, I would recommend you coming to see what's it? Shiloh at Perfect Shade Cosmetics to come and get your products, because definitely a thumbs up. Very nice.